signals are there. That means control bus strength is going to be depending upon the processor you used in the CPU section. Here processor is there, processor you used in this particular CPU section. This will decide. If you consider 8.5, the strength is somewhat, 8.6 somewhat, like that, 286 like that, Pentium 1, 2, 3, 4 are there, right? Like that, if you increase, that means if you go for high-end processor, this strength of address, data and control bus is going to be increases. Control bus is going to be increases. That means performance of the system you can increase by replacing the processor with high-end processor, right? Here, these are the 2 points you need to remember. Another clock signal is there. This clock signal is going to be act like a input clock to CPU. That means it is clock to the processor. This clock is also you can consider based on the processor, right? So based on the processor, you can connect the clock. If high-end processor you go, more frequency you can connect, right? This clock is going to be decide the speed of the PLC system. If this particular clock frequency is high, time period is getting low. That means it's the minimum amount of time it can perform the operation, right? So if external clock you connected to the CPU is high, if you increase, then the indirectly speed of the processor is going to be improved, right? That is also you cannot connect by taking 8085 processor in the CPU, you cannot connect 10 megahertz or 20 megahertz clock, right? That clock is also you need to connect incompatible with processor. That means what? Depending upon the processor you can connect clock, right? If you go for high-end processor, you can connect more frequency clock here. That is the reason speed of the performance of the system is going to be improved, right? So this module is there, this IO module. This IO module is going to be connected with this IO system bus. That means what? Data, for example, it want to take from the input device, it is going to be take input data from through this particular IO bus to the input module. From the input module, it is going to give us a input to the data RAM. That input data is going to be stored here. Whenever this CPU is going to be execute some instruction, if it is want to get the data, it is going to be read data from the RAM, right? Data from the RAM, it is performing some instruction execution, then it will do depending upon the instruction further function. So my intention is what? Input data is getting from input channel, means the devices, input device you connected to the this input channels. For example, 8 devices, 8 sensors or transducer you connected to this particular input channel. 8 channels are providing 8-bit data. That 8-bit data through optocoupler, then it is going to buffer to match the speed, right? So here, from here, 8-bit data is going through IO bus, IO system bus, and then it is through IO module, input module, then it is going to be stored in the RAM, in the RAM, as well as in the reverse section. If CPU is performed some operation on the input data, right, then it's going to get some output. That output is once again it is sending through this output also. After performing some operation in the CPU, it will get some output. That output is going to be passed through. After CPU is performing, it is going to be stored in the RAM. First. From there, it is going to be out through output device to the through latch, through driver interface to the output channels. That means output channels means at the output channel end, it is going to be connected to the output devices. Previously I given input through control bus, that is not going to be takes place. Through data bus only, input is also passing through input device, then to the RAM, then from RAM to CPU is going to be read input data to perform some task, right? So this is the way this buses and internal functional blocks are going to be work, right? This is the architecture of PLC. Previously, in the last class, we already discussed what is the use of CPU, RAM, ROM, and all the things. Here, I want to stress is that how these are going to be interconnected. As like the microprocessor system, here also interconnected with address, data, and control bus. Address bus is used to address, data bus is used to transfer the data, control bus is used to send out the control signals. This strength is going to be vary from one processor to another processor. If you go for high-end processor from lower end, this strength is going to be increased. Once it is increased, we can connect higher frequency crystal here, right? Then performance of system is going to be improved. Input and output data is going to be read and write depending upon the control signals, through data bus, right? So this is about the architecture of internal architecture of PLC, right? And then if you look into this particular fixed and modular I/O configuration, previously in the last class I given little bit introduction about this fixed and modular type, right? What I said in the fixed one, all the modules means CPU module, input module, output module, power supply module, right? And these are all integrated on the same block, that is fixed one. And I said modular type means separate CPU module, separate input module, separate output module, and power supply module, all are going to be placed in the single rack. That is overall acting like a PLC module, right? That's what I discussed, and as well as I given some drawbacks and advantages also. So drawbacks is what, right? You cannot go for the simple process high-end modular type PLC. Simple fixed PLC is enough for the small process. But if you want to control little bit high-end process, you need to go for the modular type. As well as some disadvantage is what, if one module is damaged in the fixed one, total device you need to throw out. But in case of modular type, only if input module is damaged means you can replace input module. If your output module is damaged means you can replace output module. If you want to replace with high-end processor, you can replace. That's what we already discussed. In this slide, I want to show you how this particular fixed one and modular one are going to be placed and how it is going to be appear. That's what I want to discuss in this particular slide, right? You see this particular fixed one, in this particular fixed one, see, all are integrated. In this module itself, we have a CPU, I/O module section, directly channels are there to connect input as well as output devices, right? There is no separate I/O module, as well as power supply also inside is there. That means what? Whatever the basic things required, those are integrated. Once it is integrated, whatever the processor you have taken, that is fixed. What are the input channels? That means I/O module you consider, for example, 8 channel means 8 channel only. Output module 8 channel means 8 channel only. That is not extended or you cannot contract, right? So that is fixed. Everything is inside only. Inside we have a CPU, inside we have a memory, right? Inside we have a I/O section, inside we have a power supply module, right? That is directly you are connecting. Here you can see this is 8 channel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that 8 channel, right? That means what? Internally we have a 8 channel input module. Here also 8 channel output module. Internally we have a 8 channel output module, right? So 8 channels are there in input section, as well as in output section also 8 channels are there. If 8 channels are there, you can connect 8 input signals from different sensors as well as transducers. Here 8 outputs are there means, output channels are there means, through 8 output channels, so you can connect 8 output actuators, right? So in the last class we discussed input sensors and transducers means, right? So some pressure, level or flow sensors like that. Here it is pressure sensor. This one is the push button. This one is the temperature sensor, right? Like that this is the solenoid valve. Like that this is one light is connected. Like that output device you are connected, input sensors and actuators, that means switches are connected. So reading data directly from this place, right, through 8 channels, that is going to be stored in the RAM, right? As well as after doing some operation on the input data,